Hi, I'm Kwai Chi, and today I'm going to be making turkey mince bolognese. First of all, I'm just boiling up some water for the pasta, because that's going to be taking the longest time. I already have out the ingredients, as you can see on that table over there. First thing to chop up are the onions. I'm just going to use a meat cleaver onion, and I'm just going to cut off both ends of the onion like so. Cut through the middle, take off the outer skin, and for those of you who like to tear up while you're cutting onions, all you have to do is cut a V like so at both ends. Minding not to cut your fingers off, because that hurts, apparently. Or you can cut from this side if you wish, like so. I don't tear up, however, so I'm quite fine. So all I'm going to do is finely chop this onion. Just taking care not to cut my fingers off. Just cutting lengthways and then the other way. Now what I'm going to do, while half the onion is still waiting to go, I'm going to put the olive oil in the pan. I'm going to start heating that up. The kettle's boiled, I'm going to put this into the pan. Need plenty of water for the spaghetti. So I'm going to pour up another lot. The kettle is very hot, as you can hear. Or if you couldn't hear, it just went. So here I go, pouring up another lot, and then just feeding half of the onion into the frying pan. So it gently simmers and lowers the temperature of the frying pan. Now I'm cutting up the rest of the onion. Okay, I've boxed up that job, but fortunately you don't need that many onions. Okay, put garlic half the stem, like so. Put this on a clean table, put a chopping board on top of a clove of garlic very quickly, like this. The garlic crushes up, and is ready to be closed. From here it should be quite quick to unleash the power and potential of this clove of garlic. Yeah! The reason why I'm doing the garlic now is to add some flavour to the sauce, at the same time also because it takes longest to do. If you're having trouble with these garlic cloves, then all you have to do is cut them in 4, like so, crossways. I'll show you again, like this, cut across here, and then across here. And it should come out of the clove quite easily, like so. It should slip out. Otherwise, you can just bash it with a meat cleaver, like this, or a cook's knife, or again, you can cut it in 4. paper off the chopping board, as we don't really want to eat that. And if it gets stuck on your hands like this, then all you have to do is wash your hands. Same with the knife. So, here we're just going to chop up the garlic in 10 pieces. Mind not to chop your own fingers off. Another technique is to grab at one end here and one end here of the knife and simply lift and cut. For this meal we want to have the garlic nice and fine. Fantastic. Okay, the onions are starting to fry, so we add half the garlic here. Save half the garlic for a bit later. And let's put the pasta in.
So, someone taught me this useful skill. I did a packet. Alright.
Okay.
Normally works, but got it.
Excellent.
There you go. Alright, how much spaghetti would we like?
Okay, we're quite hungry, so if we allow about that much for each person.
For each person?
For each person. So about that much for 2 people.
So that much for one person?
Yeah, so...
About half?
Well, yeah, about half. Let's have half. There's a big pack of spaghetti.
True. Alright. It's a bit less than half.
Okay, just opening up the pot for you and slam dunk it in.
Okay, a good way to get spaghetti even is to do that.
Okay, back over to me. The onions are mixing well with the garlic here.
And they smell absolutely delicious.
I'm just going to start browning the turkey. The reason for this is so that we have some cooked meat. All I'm doing is getting the turkey mince, and it should break up quite easily. If not, then just cut it. Like so. This saves all the mincing and mashing that some of you might do. Mind that you don't put the piece of paper in the packet into the frying pan. It's quite safe to do so, but it just doesn't taste very nice. The reason why we're using turkey instead of beef is because it's much lower in fat, and it has a much finer consistency. To break up the meat even more, I'm going to use a spatula looking like this, alongside another spatula so that I can tear it apart, like so. Just gently browning the mince before adding the next batch of ingredients. You may notice that I'm using very little oil here, and that's only because we have a very non-stick pan. If you are using a steel pan, then you do have to use a lot more oil. With beef, if you're cooking this with beef, then you'll find that you need to use a sieve or something because the beef will run out a lot of its own juices. I'm just going to turn down the heat a bit so that it gives me an extra bit of time to heat up this stuff. Oh, how long has the spaghetti been in for? About 2 minutes. To have it al dente, let's put it in for 8 more minutes. and then we'll see how it is from there.
A useful little device here.
From IKEA! Okay, I'm just going to wash up these mushrooms. Speed up my task, I'm just going to use a colander. And just rubbing each one individually. These particular mushrooms are quite hard, so the dirt's coming off very easily. Okay, I'm just going to slice out these mushrooms now. All I'm doing is cutting from one end and then moving into the middle and then changing the direction of the mushroom to make it easier to cut. If you try to cut from here to here, all the way to the end, you'll find that you have to try and cut your fingers off. That's the reason for cutting it in this manner. These mushrooms are particularly difficult to cut because they're so small, which is fine. To make this task easier, I could have used a small knife, like a paring knife, vegetable knife. So make sure you give your sauce a good stir every now and again. Luckily, because we have a very non-stick pan, it's very hard for things to burn in here. However, that is not always the case. Now, some people say that you should always add oil and salt to your pasta. I'm not really keen on adding salt to most things because so much of today's processed foods and even unprocessed foods contain salt naturally or unnaturally. If you are a runner, then it's good to add salt to everything you eat because you sweat a lot and you need it. But for most people who don't exercise on a regular basis, you should really cut down on your salt intake. Okay, just a few more things to cut up, just in tomatoes. Just give them a good rinse. Take off any vine that may be on it. And the same thing again, these tomatoes I'm going to chop up nicely. I'm going to first slice this way, and then the other way. You don't need to slice it too dramatically because it should fall apart once you start cooking. You can see the pasta is now bubbling. There's less than 3 minutes till the pasta is done. Just the courgette to go. As the mince is almost done, I'm going to start with the can of tomatoes. This particular one is from Marks & Spencer's, and it's peeled plum tomatoes. Not too much difference between buying a can of chopped tomatoes and a can of plum tomatoes. The main difference being that you have to split these up slightly yourself, and they usually don't contain the skin. So these are just the innards of the tomato. I'm just doing a massage just to split up the last chunk of mince which is stuck together. Okay, now I've got the courgette. Just rinsing off the skin. And we're just going to use half the courgette today. And put the other half away. I'm just going to chop these into quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take each one and just chop them into a quarter. The pasta. Let's see how the pasta's doing. Spaghetti scoop. One of these spaghetti strainers is very useful for grabbing spaghetti.
Right.
Okay, I'm just getting the colander that we used before for the mushrooms, just taking out the mushrooms from the colander, just the remains. And I'm just going to pour the spaghetti into the colander. I'll let that bit of water drain away first. Before pouring the rest of it. Alright. Now, with some olive oil, I'm going to drizzle over the pasta, quite generous, and then just shake it about side to side, lifting it.
And why do you do this?
So that the oil separates out the spaghetti.
And it gives the spaghetti a really lovely flavour as well.
I'm using Caro Kelly extra virgin olive oil. Okay, how's my sauce doing? It's really brewing up there. Put the hardest vegetable in first, which is courgette. It's the last thing I cut up. This gives it a slightly more bitter taste to the bolognese sauce. Followed by the tomatoes, which I shall now break up. Wonderful aroma at the moment. I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, which are the mushrooms and the rest of the garlic. Turn the heat back up so that the mushrooms start to get soft again. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to grab some parsley. Just rinse the parsley under cold water. And I'm going to grab some basil. You have to grab the plants from the side. When a herb plant grows, it grows straight upwards. So it's always best to cut from the side. I'm just chopping up the herbs now, which don't move about very much. I've just cut that way and then cut this way. And then you can cut it like this too. And to get all the remains, same technique again as with the garlic. Gather up all your herbs and then chuck it in the sauce. Lovely. Oh, just look at all these beautiful colours there, red and green. They say it should never be seen, but here it tastes brilliant. Okay. So we're just using some sun-dried tomato puree, which I think you can buy in most parts of the world. Just squeezing it on.
And a bit of tomato puree.
Some tomato puree, some normal tomato.
To give that extra tomato zest.
Just mix this in. Ah, and you want pepper now. Oh, jeez.
Gotta have the black pepper.
Okay, for the pepper we're going to use cherry peppercorns. I'm just going to go and grab the pepper.
Okay.
Which, so with the pepper, just crush it over. I'm using cherry peppercorns. Kill the grinder, so it helps taste great. And just mix everything in. Here I'm just using a lifting and a folding pattern, so that you get everything from the sides inwards. Other people will try and do this, but you end up just stirring sauce around in one particular point. You can do it in different parts, but then you run the risk of splashing sauce everywhere. The sauce is pretty much ready. It's all about serving it up now. Karen and I eat quite a lot, so we'll just be serving up in very big bowls. Okay?
Mm.
Okay, we're just going to serve up the pasta using our trusty spaghetti scoop. Just dishing out this wonderful spaghetti.
Don't need to dish too much at one go. Oh, what are you doing?
That's my portion, baby. There you go. And that's your portion. You happy with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Excellent. Have some for the seconds. And we're just going to serve up the sauce. I've just turned off the heat. And now I'm just serving up the sauce.
I would call this a more summery spaghetti bolognese with vegetables and turkey mince, making it a slightly lighter, healthier meal.
Absolutely. Bon appetit!